Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. Today, we're going to create the window openings. And the reason I'm saying we're going to create them, Jolene's showing you a picture right now that I see. We're going to create the round shape in here for that window treatment, and the reason being is because I liked it, and we need a place for the window to set when it comes in there. So that's why I welded all this 2-inch flat stock to the window treatment. That's why I've welded it all in there. If we want to come to this side first, I don't show if it's good lighting or not, but once you get in here, maybe you'll get to see it. You can see how the flat stock, I put it in there straight. I put a little bend on it, but there's a big gap. If you want to come in a little closer, sweetheart, I'm not sure if you can see it or not. You can see I put it in there straight. I've hit it tight here, and it's got a big gap here. I've hit it tight in the center and a big gap on either end. Because the piece of flat stock is straight, I put it in there, and that's what I did. If we come over to the other side, I've got the other side welded up. I've welded in the corners with gas coat hanger, filled that gap in on all the way along there. It looks quite meaty, but that's okay. And the reason being is I've got it welded up. I know there's penetration there. There's no gaps in there anymore. I've got it welded up. This is what it looks like. It took me quite a while to weld that up, but if you're going to make something from scratch, it requires welding. You know, that's what it does. We've got the grill welded on now all the way down through. We got to grind that up a little bit. I've did a little bit of grinding right here and a little bit of grinding right here, just trying to flush it off. But to recreate the window opening that they have in my brain, I needed this 2-inch flat stock there for material. And what's going on is there's more material there than I need. And I always do that because if I do not have the material, I cannot work with it. So what I've got going on is, if you understand, this piece of flat stock here is tight to the center. It's got a gap here and a gap here because this is a round. Now what I got to do is, you can see the bottom or the side pieces fit down nice and straight, no problem. These fit with a square stock, no problem. These ones here fit with a flat stock here, no problem. But when you look at the top, it looks, It's got that jog in it. I've got to straighten it out before I recreate the window opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape, and I'm saying that I've got 2 inches here. It's tight down on the square stock. It's 2 inches. So I'm saying that the center piece is probably the piece that I want to recreate. On the corners, I know I've got too much because there was a gap there and there was a gap there. So when I run my tape along to fix or to make it round, I'm going to try to make it round like the top is. That's what I'm going to try to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this tape along here, and I'm going to try to run it. Just trying to look at this distance here from the top of the tape to there. This will be cut off to give me the round look. That's all I'm doing. Fina's panting hard. It's a hot day. It's going to take me a minute to get where I'm going. We've got water for Fina full time to make sure that she's got plenty to drink. And this is just an eye thing, like, I'm trying to eye it up with all the way around, trying to make it round. I'm going to have to stand back and take a look at it. And the reason being is I'm up close and I can't tell, being up close, whether I'm exactly happy with it or not. Just trying to eye it up from here to there. That's all I'm doing. Nothing more, nothing less. No magic trick at all. Just trying to. Looks like it had a little kink going on there, it did. It's got a little bit going on, I guess. Looks a little, I'm just gonna fix it with more tape. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take that tape off because it's, why would I? Just trying to eye it up. It's gonna take me a minute. I'm just take a marker. I should have one in my pocket, but I do not. But I do not. I must say, the gift of the DeWalt markers, or the Milwaukee markers, has been fabulous. These markers are nothing but good words for the Milwaukee markers. These are the red markers. They really work good. They last a long time. And if anybody's using markers at their workplace, these are the markers. All right, that looks all good there. That's right on the old. All right, I'm going to start cutting some of this off. It won't hurt me to cut a little bit of it off to see where I'm going. And I'm going to use a flapper, not a flapper wheel, cutting wheel. Okay. Got a cutting wheel here. Thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. We always appreciate it. Thank you very much. We are recreating the Texaco tanker, and we're making a Bugatti hauler. That's what we're making. And we're making something that I guess is a dream of mine to make. And I'm making it come true. Once you have that dream, you must remember. You must remember. You have to work for it, you know? And all dreams, if you don't know, have work clothes on. Hopefully I can remind myself to stay below the tape in case I want to sand it off a little bit to make it a little bit straighter. I can use the flapper wheel there a little bit and then I can just sand it, but I'll just stay a little bit below the tape. looking better already. Me cutting this off is nowhere near done yet. I'm just trying to round that top piece off because I did not round them off before I welded them on. And that's how I was able to get them on there so quick, because I did not do that work. I skipped it by using the coat hanger to fill the gap. Now I am making it look like it should have. Go from this side first. Gonna get another zip cut. Probably should have wait till it stopped before I stopped it, but that's okay. So what I'm doing is I've planted the metal on and decided to cut it after. I could have cut it all before and tried to fit it and try to place it, try to fit it and try to place it. But I figured that this is easier to weld it on and then cut it to shape. That's what I thought. I thought it'd be easier this way, and I think it is. I think it still is. I think I went the right direction. Got a lot more welding done to it. Got both of the wheel lips welded. We'll walk around it here in a second when Joey's ready on the camera. Not very nice piece of metal hanging around, that's for sure. You can almost tell the distance that's there. I should be cutting off here, basically. That's the distance there that it's away. But that way that first, I'm cutting that much off on the same. And when you're building something like this, or you're doing your car, doing your truck, and you're trying to make something, and you're going off of something that you like, that you want, the first step is you have to figure out how to do it, how to make it, or what you're going to use to make that shape, or to make it look the way you want it to look. Flat stock is what I come up with, generally because a window has to glue in somehow, and I have to get them round corners, so that made me want to use more material than I needed to get the round corner. Now, you could, like I went over before, you could have tried to put all the pieces in there so they were perfectly the perfect shape that you were supposed to be in, but that was much easier to weld them all in. I just cut them over there on the hand shear, cut them off, stuck them up in there, weld them off, and then made my shape, which I think is easier than making each piece fit perfectly. I know it's easier because I've done it many times, but you can do it any way you want to, not saying whether you do it this way or that way, but generally it's easier to have more material than you need and then make what you need after. I'm not having a good time looking at that grinder. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to get a bench to stand on. Just so I can get up a little higher so I don't have to look it in the face. And I suggest you do the same. If you don't feel comfortable, change it. Stop it. Stop it. All around the bottom, I think is fine because we're traveling nice and round. It's the top is the issue. Well, guess that wasn't the right thing to do. Got a little piece that caught. Damn it. Well. Going the wrong way on it. Come on. Got my piece caught on it. Didn't want to break that, but I did. I'll snip that off for a second. It's not what I wanted to do, but I did it. All right, let's put that back on there. Fix that. Oh, I like to fix that, but my backing plate got broke. That's too bad. All right. And also, there's dangers in every bit of the game you play. Doesn't matter what you do. Jolene drove to Halifax yesterday, or the other day, with her friend, was asked to go for a ride. Her friend's home from out west and asked Jolene to go for a ride to the airport. And Jolene got caught up in the rainstorm that took 3 or 4 lives, God bless. took 3 or 4 lives that no one ever expected would ever happen. Like, who would ever think that a rainstorm would flood our province and take lives? But it did. There's always, what can I say? There's always danger in everything you do, but if you think about it all the time, let it hold you back, then you'll never go forward. But what am I going to say? Basically, building cars is not always the safest thing to do. But I just want to take a look at this. I want to put another grinder pad on that. I'm going to use a hard disc. And the reason I'm going to use a hard disc, I want to straighten it up just a little bit, tiny more. Jolene was absolutely terrified when she got home. You know, going on the, you know, just an easy car ride to Halifax, our capital, to the airport, and end up being nothing but a Nova Scotia disaster. She drove down in it, seen the cars all emerge in the water, just missed it by about 5 minutes, and God bless her, she got home. And the ones that didn't, I don't know what to say other than, you know, sad. All right, I'm gonna hit this thing again, try to straighten it out just a little bit more. Just eyeing it up with my eye. This is by eye. Walking around her. Alrighty, now that we got the top looking fairly decent, that looks like it's down there a little bit. I gotta take that up a little bit right there. Looks like it's down a little bit. Not too shit. A little bit there. Just trying to round it up the best I can. May have been using the wrong tool to flap the wheel that off. Okay, so we've got that basically round there on the top, fairly good anyways. Fairly good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that marker. Let's do this. Let's try to make it as simple as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the old gyprock, carpenter, whatever you're going to call it. I'm not sure. I'm just going to lay my finger on the side and I'm going to draw a line down the side. We'll start in the center so you can see maybe better. Can you see over there better? That was fine?
Nope, center's fine.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger on the side of this bad boy and I'm going to try to get the same distance down every one. Not bad. No, didn't like that. Up too high. little much. Prepare to do incoming phone call or an alarm. We'll go there. Just trying to do as quickly as possible. Trying to make it as easy as possible. We'll stay underneath that line if we feel like they're too high. You know, we'll adjust as we go. We're going to do all the way around every one of them. And the reason I have to go around every one of them, I'll show you here in a second, as soon as I do this. I see we were on YouTube watching the show, and there was a YouTube that come up, was Bad Chad versus Vice Grip Garage, and apples to oranges. Two different things going on. One thing I did notice, he had 200,000 subscribers. We had 200 and anyways, apple to oranges, we have 258, and they're comparing us to him. Wow, that's a compliment. Thank you very much. Just YouTube stations, that is. We don't go and rescue junk cars and get them going, drive them home. No, we build cars. There's two different things going on. Two different things. Two different things. But it's a compliment. Too much. Let's go up one. Let's go up a little bit more. Our content is live. Our content is every day. And we build cars, not get them running. Two different things. No comparison. Now, let's bring that up a little bit. Bring that up a little bit. I will stay on this side of the black line, and the reason being is I do not want to go that way because it might make it too big, the smaller the line. So we're going to be up here. We won't go down here on the black line. We'll stay on top of that black line. So we're right about there somewhere. And that one looks pretty good, except for there. We'll stay above that. Now, to get the effect that we got the round corner, that's what we need the more material for. to get that round corner. I can't just come in here and round that corner out and let it come back out again. I have to take some off to get area to round it out. So we'll take a grinder disc. It's the first thing I come to. First thing I come to. See if it's the same distance. We gotta. We have to go beyond that. And I'm not liking that much. Too big, too big. And it's still the same. Nope. That's what I'm going to do. Take it out further. I'm going to have to knock them off, and the reason being is I can't tell what I'm doing. Now, I got the 2 lines there. I was going in here like that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up here and bring it up here to my 2 lines. Bring it up to my... You'll have to look at the picture, and then we'll see if we're getting the effect that we want. That line is a little bit in. I'll have to play with them with the... She's a hot one. Jolene is, she's a hot one. She's a hot one. Well, we should have had that ground off. Should grind those off before I do that. But we'll just go with it. So we'll grind inside the line. All the corners will have to be ground with something else other than a grinder, obviously. I'm going to wrap a little bit on that one. I'm going to get a rag and wipe that one off. So you can see what I'm going for. You can see what I'm going for. gonna wipe that off a little bit. I'm gonna get some thinner. If you want to wipe off any marker that you have on your car, just put a little thinner on it. It'll wipe right off. If you mark on your car with a marker, I say it over and over and over again. If you don't wipe it off and you paint over top of it, it'll come back through your paint job. It will. If you don't believe me, try it. That's good enough. I'm just going to draw it on. And you know why? I'm allowed. Basically, in the end, I could have drew it all on. Because I'm allowed. Now, I think we might be up. Well, we're not welded there, not ground there yet. We do not know. So what's got to go on here is each piece has to be cut. You can see what's going on here. Probably could have drew them on easier. Whether it's exactly the same or not, you would never know. And that is the truth, you would never know. Round them out a little better, that's all. So, I have to come up, oh, I don't want to break that. I have to come along here. I think I'm up there a little bit on this one. Put a new line there. I cut on this side of the line. So I have to come along there. I have to cut this with a zip cut, that with a zip cut, all along here is a zip cut. Then I'm going to have to get in here at the corners with the die grinder. I'm not going to cut that with a zip cut. So how many do you want to do?
Let's do the big one.
The two big ones? Two front ones? Or just one of them?
Just one of them for now.
Okay, let's do one. She wants to do one of them. Let's do, what one would you like to do? What one can you see the best? Sweet pie? Yeah, which one? Does it matter? Does not matter? Okay. This one? Okay. Going to get a zip cut. Got a zip cut right there. Thought I'd bring over a couple zip cuts. Bring over another grinder with a zip cut on it. Took it off. There it is right there. Let's take this off. We'll have two zip cuts ready to rock and roll. It's 1/8 plate. I'm going to stay on top of the black line. We look a little bit, just looks a little bit off compared to that one. We're going to stay on top of the black line. We'll leave the black line. And then every window will have to be done exactly like I do this window. Then we will get the the look like what you see in the picture. As I'm cutting that, I've actually put a cut in it. Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting it, looking at the same distance going along. I'm not even following the line anymore. I'm looking at the distance that I'm cutting it off. I'm just going to keep it the same, which is above the line. Grinder sounding funny. The grinder is sounding funny. So we have, you can see that little piece there? See how it all looks the same? That's what I went by, just cutting that off, just trying to keep it all the same. And I'll do the exact same thing up this side. Go from there. That's what I'm doing. Just doing that. Just keeping them the same. Line is a guideline. Let's do this. Come on. Yes. Looks good. Looks good. Alrighty. Top line it is. This is 8th plate. Very thick, lots of meat. Lots of meat. Now, these corners have to be dealt with. That's the reason why I cut that to look like that, because it already looked like that before, but the material was to get that corner. We're gonna have to turn the air on and I'm going to have to make another bunch of noise. We're going to have to chisel that away. We'll do it with the die grinder, and then we'll make it until they look nice. And then that's the end of it. Jolene looks amazing today. Her legs are just like Werther's candies. Looking for a zip cut. Not a zip cut, sorry. Looking for the die grinder. Here's the die grinder. Yeah, let's do one. Carbide bits, they're quite expensive, but they last a long time. They seem to. They can chew too fast, you gotta be careful. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Now I'm just going to get down and see if I like it. That's beautiful. I'll take a zip cut here. Just kind of clean that up and see what that looks like. Another thing nice too, 8th plate. I'm allowed to grind. I can grind it. This 18 gauge, I don't want to go past the weld point because I don't want to thin the metal out too much. But this 8th plate is very nice. Now, if I had a sanding wheel, which I don't rate this present, that there is what we're looking for. That is absolutely, to me, that's gorgeous. Not as gorgeous as Jolene, but gorgeous. Let's see if we can get this one window done. As soon as I hit up to here and take that back too far, then it changes the corner altogether, and then I got to keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, and that's where you can get in trouble. So you want to make sure when you're playing with this bad boy to try to stay on the line. Taking a look. Zip cut. That'll distract me. I want the look. That looks beautiful. I'm done with it. Doesn't matter what the mark said. I like what I see. So just continue on. Can't do that, spitting in my face. Spitting in my face. Nobody likes getting spit in the face. One thing I will say, it'll bring you alive. Brings me alive. See, I don't want that. Don't want to do that. Beautiful. Talk back to me. One more. I apologize to all the wives out there, but your husband should know how to turn the TV down. So give him hell. That looks good. If I need to change it up a little bit, make it a little rounder, I can. I got lots of material, I haven't gone too far. I'm going to take and shine it up with this so you can see the outline. Just so you can see the outline. When I get back and take a look at myself, it's going to be quite a bit of work to get them all cut open like that. But once I get the other side done, that's the effect I'm going to have. I'm going to have all round corners in it. The posts are going to be a little bit wider. This is what I had. This is what I done to recreate what I liked about the Doodlebug. This is the Bugatti hauler, but now I have to do so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Each one, I have to grind all the weld off. That takes time. If you want to come inside for a sec, sweetheart. Watch your step on all the little pieces. We have a lot of metal around here. We have, or I have, welded up all of the windows on this side, from the middle over all the way around. I've got the wheel wells welded out all the way up through on both front and back. We got the back one welded up all the way around. And what has happened is I welded square 3/4 inch square stock to the inch square stock plus the sheet of metal that's in between, which is the body panel. So that's welded all together solid all the way along there inside. That'll have to be ground off. Both toolboxes, I took them out and I welded the back side of them all the way around, all four corners, everything, got them all ground off. This one and that one were working right along. And Nathan has got the back brakes pretty well completed. He had to do some reconfiguration with the flex line in the back. We put a new one on there and he had to make a new hold down for the flex line, and he made it out of a bolt. He took the time and drilled the hole, drilled the bolt, got the I guess you would call it a vent hole, got that all put in place, put a new bracket in to put the flex line in. He replaced the brackets on the flex lines on the front. The flex lines were up here and they were real tight. They were right there, the flex lines were. We took them off because if you go through the videos and you look at them, they were pinched off. He replaced it down in there. We have lots of room for the steering. Nothing affects anything. They're actually in a perfect spot. The brake system has been changed a little bit. We had the brake system, the round stock here was coming down a little bit and it worked absolutely fantastic, but it wasn't level with this. And basically I wanted it up a little bit to be level with the floor. I didn't want it down too far. That's all welded up, all configured. Going to put the grease fitting in it tomorrow. So that's basically what's going on lately. Got it all down the grill here welded. That's going fantastic. I think a lot more people are getting more interested in the build. And the reason being is we can see what it's starting to look like, or what it's supposed to look like. Remember, this started from nothing but a dream that was down in the field. And yeah, that's where we're at. So I have a friend, his name is Paul Graham. He just had an operation. He had cancer of the throat. And he's the window guy that came and did the windows on the Hutmobile. And he's doing the windows on the Oldsmobile, or the Pontiac, sorry. We have a Pontiac. And he had an operation. I want to throw a shout out to him that we're thinking about you and wish you the best. It's a hard deal to go through something like that. And I could just picture it. You're all by yourself. There's no one else that could be with you or around you would know what you're going through. That's how I could explain it. There's no one else would know how someone feels or how they're going through something like that when it's them that's going through it. We can be there for them. We can say that we, thinking about them, but send a prayer out to Paul Graham. He's recovering, and I hope him the best. I want to hope all the people in Halifax and Bedford and Sackville, hope you the best. I don't know what else more to do than that. I can't tell you exactly how to feel because I'm not going through it, and I'm not going to pretend that I would know anything. All I know really is the corners are round in the window. All right, so thanks a lot, everybody, for coming back. I appreciate it. This is what I have to do to every window open to get it to go there. Throw in a like, throw in a share, throw in a comment, get someone to subscribe. Vice Grip Garage, Bad Chad, apples to oranges. Peace out.